stop and think that anyone who puts an entry into this parade has to prepare the horses, get them all ready, or the mules, or the donkeys, or the ponies, whatever they are. They get them all ready. They get their wagons all ready. They line them up with lights. They get the generators ready. They put all of that together. They make sure everything is all spiffy and looking nice. Maybe they polish it up or whatever. Then they load everything up. They haul it out here to the fairgrounds. They put it all back together. They get the horses or the animals off their trailer. They put them all together and they come down the parade. We really appreciate the effort that all these people put in to make sure we have this wonderful parade of lighted carriages and horses and antique tractors that come through the parade. This is nice. Bob Beck comes through with our next entry. It's a 2-horse hitch and wagon, owned and driven by Bob Beck and his son Remington. The horses' names are Smoke and Storm, and they're sponsored by Easy One Computers. Thank you, gang. I can't take credit for the weather. I'm being given credit up here for the weather. I can't take credit for it. But I sure do appreciate it, Lord. So thank you for the nice night that we're having. And you know, this is the time we get together and enjoy each other's company. I don't know if you know the folks next to you. You probably do. This is what a town is like when you get together. This is what an old-time holiday gathering is. You see your friends and neighbors here. You get a chance to enjoy each other's company and enjoy the parade put on here. This is Billy, a quarter Belgian cross 5-year-old. This is Billy's second parade for us, right? Nancy, is it Schroeder? Nancy Schroeder from Mark Center. And Billy, good to have you with us. Thanks for coming. Yeah. Return. He liked it so much the first time, he wanted to come back. We like that. We hope you all come back again. Do it again next year. We got another nice team and a wagon coming up. These are a couple of paints by the name of Dylan and Sugar. Kathy Olms from Defiance, Ohio, has brought this entry with us, and we really appreciate having you here. Santa, I see a couple of stockings there to fill, and there'll be a couple extra that you have to work on. And this is sponsored by Shelton Investigations. That's really nice. Got that all nicely decorated. We got a couple of horses coming our way. Shenna Kirkenberg and Chad with us, coming through the parade. Shenna's riding Kate, Chad is riding Storm. These are paint horses tonight. Now, did I get that right? Want to make sure I got it right. Okay, good. All decorated up. I like the decorations. They look nice. Okay. Now, if you'll hold that up for us just a moment here. That's Gary and Kathy Kinney's entry. They've got a team of registered Belgian mares. Fern is 15 years old and Frisky is 14 years old. The wagon of friends include Sean and Pam and Cooper Clark of Holiday City and family Rita Clark Linder of Joplin, Missouri. Did I get that right? All right, good. I'm glad. It's once in a row here. We appreciate having you here, and they're sponsored by CK Technologies. Now there's Kathy right behind him, Kathy Kenny here. They've got a Raber cart. Kathy's accompanied by Montana Clark from Holiday City. This is a spotted draft gelding named Cochise that's 6 years old, and they're sponsored by Cool Beans. And the way you got that decorated is cool beans, Kathy. Thanks. I like that. Yeah. Well, you have to understand that sometimes it takes a little longer for some of the entries to get here than others because they got shorter legs. Got to take more steps, you know. These are darling. No doubt. From Cogswell Farms of the Pioneer area. They've got a buckboard and they've got horses. Freckles, a 5-year stallion. Runaway, a 4-year-old mare. Driven by Faye Cogswell and Stephanie Weaver. Aren't they darling? Sponsored by the South End Steakhouse. Yes, you can applaud. They really like that. You betcha they do. Look at them. They're showing off there. And here you go again. This is also from Cogswell Farms of Alverton. I'll get this right yet. This is the covered wagon. They've got Sweet Stuff, a 14-year-old mare, and Star, a 10-year-old mare. And they're driven by Tiffany Weaver and Tina Weaver and sponsored by Cannell Insurance. Aren't they darling? Cannell Superior Agency here in Montpelier. You know, Mike Cannell is sitting next to me here. I know you've been on the committee, and I know that there's a large group of people. How long have you been working on putting this all together?
Oh, we usually start in December. Well, actually, the first of the year to start for the next year. Yep, it takes a long time to put it all together.
And you'll take all the notes from tonight. You'll meet about this and try to make it even bigger and better than for the next year.
Yep, we take what's bad and we try and correct it for the next year and make it better for the next year.
Except for the weather, you don't have no control over that.
Don't have any control over that, but we couldn't ask for a better night. It's just perfect.
It's very nice. How big is the committee? How big a group do you have that puts all this together?
You know, I'm not sure, but I think it's 14 or 16 of us.
14 to 16 people who meet almost year-round to put this together, and we really appreciate that. That's, you know, it takes a lot of work to put these together. They just don't fall in place, and then you have volunteers like the police department folks and the fire department out and everybody who helps and chips in.
Yep, we couldn't do it without everybody's cooperation. And the people that we've got on the committee are just fantastic to work with. Everybody's willing to put in their time. It's just great.
All right, well, we've got again from Cogswell Farms of Alverton, some miniature horses. Pumpkin is a 14-year-old black gelding. Classy is a 14-year-old mare, black and white. They're driven by Dee and Todd Turner from Cogswell Farms of Alverton. Yes, you can welcome them too. Aren't they cute? Isn't that a neat wagon? They're not the 3 amigos, they're the 4 amigos coming. We have some horse riders here. Dwayne Carlson, Trina Carlson, Kevin Peter, and Tracy Peter. These are, Dwayne's on the black percheron, Trina's on the sorrel and white paint, Tracy's on the spotted Appy, and Kevin's on the sorrel and white paint as well. Yes, thank you very much for being in the old-time holiday gathering parade. Even the hats light up. I like it. It got the tails all sparkly and looking sharp there. We've got a team of Hefflingers coming up next. Barney and Star are pulling a wagon built by Jim Gear, not John Deere, Jim Gear. This is Matt and Teresa Van Dyke's entry for us, sponsored by Rings Pharmacy. And that's beautiful. Isn't that a beautiful outfit? And Barney and Star, we're glad you can join us as well. Yeah, shakes his head. Yeah, he knows. Yeah, you betcha. That is nice. What fun this is. Well, we go from horsepower to horsepower, yes. Fuel-driven horsepower. Go from our animals to the antique tractors coming up next. We'll look forward to see what kind of designs that they've got put together for us. The very first unit is by Frank Perkins from Pioneer. He's got an Olde Chalmers 1942 Model B for us here. And that's sponsored by the Montpelier Rotary Club. He's reminding us that Santa Claus is coming to town there, Santa. And he's got the village underneath there, nice church and that. Ah, that's pretty neat. Next we have Cletus Fry showing a Massey Harris 1949 Model 30 pulling an old-time bobsled. The name of the sled is the Borton Bobsled. Tweety's watching me. Uh-oh, I better be good. And that's sponsored by Four Seasons Family Restaurant. We've got a wonderful entry coming up here. Al Goebel has got a Massey 22 tractor that's owned by the Goebels and a family float pulled by Eugene Wilson here. A lot of the family on there, and this is sponsored by Miller's Body Shop. All decorated up. They got some big reindeer there, and they're wishing everybody a Merry Christmas as they come around, aren't you? You betcha. Al and Carol Goebel are also part of the committee of the Old Time Holiday Gathering, so they not only are showing an entry here, but they work all year long to help the rest of the crew get things ready for the parade here. You can see we've got a number of entries coming our way. I like the star right on the front there too, don't you? Look at this one. This is Wayne Newman, a 1946 John Deere Model GM pulling a Christmas display with his lighted Santa Claus, and he's got his grandson DJ riding up there with him. Wayne Newman from Archbold, Ohio here tonight. Thank you, Wayne. And this is sponsored by the Main Stop. Little wagon he's pulling along there. That's cute. Oh, look, he's got Noel on the back end. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Next we have John Dye from Montpelier, 1954 Massey Harris Pony. And this is sponsored by Bob Mercer Realty. Got that all shined up, and he's got Santa's house there. That's pretty neat. Got the elves in there. Of course he does. Right behind him, we've got Paul and Judy Feeney, who are Unity Antique Power Club members. This is a 1952 WD Olde Chalmers, purchased new by Ode and Ruby Rising, sold to Roy Gigax, who sold it to the Feeneys in the early 1980s. Restored by Paul Feeney and Rex Brinkman, driven by Paul across the Mackinac Bridge on September 18th of 2009 as part of the second annual Mackinac Bridge Antique Tractor Crossing. I didn't even know they had that. That's sponsored by Rouse Recreation here in Montpelier. I knew you could walk across like on Labor Day, you know. You could. I've seen that bridge. I'm not sure I'd want to walk across that. I can barely walk to the car and, you know, turn it on. Looky here. Joe Delisle's got an Alice Chalmers. This is sponsored by Rocky's Barbershop. Where did those dancing ladies go? Now, hold on just a second here, Joe. Joe Delisle of Bryan learned a long time ago he already had a partridge in a pear tree, as well as several other items listed in the song The 12 Days of Christmas. But he was always wondering why he never came across those 9 dancing ladies. One day he learned there were ladies named Alice. Oh, you got that one right. A-L-L-I-S, who like to dance occasionally, though not a dance most of us are familiar with. Alice is one of those Chalmers girls, you know. A fairly large family from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Alice lives in a barn, is painted orange, as well as several of her sisters, who Joe lets dance now and then. Tonight's dancing Alice lady, born in 1957, was nicknamed D17. She's wearing a new green coat to help keep Joe warm. Her dancing partner was also made by Alice Chalmers sometime in the mid-50s, is nicknamed Flared Box Wagon. He has a few identical twins around, but they're rarely seen. Bit of humor brought to you by the Delisle family and the Delisle family farm on the north edge of Bryan, who wish you all a Merry Christmas and thank you for coming out to tonight's festivities. This is the 3rd time they've been in the old-time holiday gathering parade. Thanks for coming and sharing with us the story of Alice. Those ever-important Chalmers girls. The next unit we have is Wes Schrock from West Unity. He's got a 1949 John Deere Model MT and is sponsored by Body Works. And I know you've got lights on there and sometimes it just doesn't work. I understand, but I appreciate you still coming through, Wes. Thank you for showing that off, and I love what you're pulling there, that nice nativity scene. Great message for this holiday season. Thanks, Wes. That's right. You can give him all a nice round of applause. This is Rick Dye with the 1948 Farmall Super A, sponsored by Pop's Pizza Shop. I've had some of their pizza. That's really good. And Exotic Scents Flowers and Gifts. They're showing off a nice decorated tractor and a nice Christmas scene. Scott's driving. I understand that. You get all the good jobs. Rick kind of hides. He likes to hide in the background. Actually, he's on the committee too and is at the fairgrounds helping make sure everybody gets off okay. And he's the chair of the committee and has been one of the prime sponsors for all 3 of them. Been working really hard. So we certainly appreciate Rick's efforts. My old neighbor Wayne Word from Eden, Ohio, with an international there. Hello, Wayne. All decorated up, sponsored by the State Bank and Trust Company. Nice to have you here. Have a nice holiday, Wayne.
How you doing, Bill?
I'm doing good. Thank you. Property values went up when I moved now. Out of that. Yes, give me the... Wayne also has another entry here. He's got a Farmall 1957 450 diesel. He said this was Dad's tractor for 15 years. Then we've got, well, that looks like Mike Robson. That is Mike Robson. There's Sue sitting on there. They've got a 1951 Ford 8N. This is in remembrance of Dad, and this is sponsored by the Montpelier Police Department. Mike is also a member of the Old Time Holiday Gathering Committee. Is Ryan. Yes, I can hear them. Steve Tressler has got a 1951 Alice Chalmers WD, and with him is the choir from St. Paul's United Methodist Church. Carol. Good to see you all. Carol Carr up there leading. This is sponsored by Pomida. you want to join in, you can while they're going by there. We're going to get you in good singing spirits for lighting our Christmas tree in just a moment. Each year, the courthouse in Bryan is lit up with Christmas lights, and Roger Scott has got his 1957 Alice Chalmers CA. Roger restored it, driven by Adam Scott, and he's pulling a trailer with a model of the Williams County Courthouse, which was made by Mike Robson and Company, and it's got the Christmas lights on it. And this is sponsored by Grant and Nichols, LLC. Bob Bauer back there waving. Hi, Bob. That's an antique. Mark and Joyce Smith, pants snap, candy canes there. Yeah, I see them going by. Al Goebel's got a Massey tractor pulling the choir from Sacred Heart Catholic Church, driven by Al Goebel here. They're sponsored by Crow's Barber Shop. From the Sacred Heart Catholic Church, thank you. Thank you. Give them a nice round of applause, and thanks for joining us here this evening. Now, looks like they're going to join us. If you want to gather around the Christmas tree on the other side of the street over there, please do, because we're about to light up the Christmas tree here in Montpelier.